station. And don't forget about watching us, which we'd love for you to do over on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. And we like to get you out to your local theater, and Pike County Little Theatre is up to some good things. And their director, Randy Bullock, is joining us today to tell us about the next thing that'll take the stage. So, hey, Randy.
Hey, Rebecca, how you doing today?
I am not going to complain. It's a little windy, but you know what? It's 70 degrees and almost February here in Mississippi, so I'm going to take that for the win. So
better than the frozen tundra from a week ago.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is exciting. You guys have a new show that you're putting on, and it sounds like folks who are into theater, this may be one of the only two places that they get a chance to see it. So what you got coming?
Oh, I've got coming a show called Bettye and the Jockettes Spinning Records at the Holiday Inn. I couldn't get the longest title of this, so I went with second longest. This is a brand new show too. This show has only been in existence since last May, so it's new, and I can almost guarantee no one in Mississippi has seen this show ever.
Well, that's exciting. So it would be limited because it would just, when's the only other time it's been shown? Or where?
It was done in New York for its debut back in May of 2024. And that's the only time it's been done. And now there are others that are going to be doing it after us, but we have the distinction of being the premier theater to do this show. So,
Randy, what drew you to it? I know as a director, you get to kind of pick and choose what you put on stage. Why this title? Why did you think Bettye and the Jocketes needed to be there in Pike County?
Well, believe it or not, and I've actually been talking to the playwright on this one, and we have decided that this show, I did not find this show found me, because of so many things that have gone with it. I came across it by accident, and it being a show based on a radio station, and me being a radio guy, that was the first thing that drew me into it. And then, I've been doing radio for closing in on 41 years now, so I love the history. So I was looking back at the history that went along with this story, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to do this.
So give us a little bit of the history of this story. I too find it unique. The fact that two of the leads are ladies in radio, probably not very popular back in the 1950s. So give us a little background on the story.
Oh, right. It was very rare what they started. This was this should go to the history. Sam Phillips, who was responsible for Elvis Presley's big break. He owned Sun Records and the Memphis Recording Studio, and he was a former DJ, and he wanted to own his own station. So when the opportunity came that he sold Elvis's recording contract to RCA Records, he, and this is historical fact, he used part of that money, all of that money, and some he got from an investor to put on a radio station, which was WHERAM in Memphis, Tennessee. And his partner was the man who founded the Holiday Inn hotel chain. So he gave him space inside the Memphis Holiday Inn to have studio space for this. Now, Sam's idea was this was going to be the first ever all-female radio station in the country. So all of his jocks and his management, sales, they were all women. And so he believed in empowering women. So this is what it was. Now, in this play, it is fictionalized. Sam himself is the manager of the station. But in real life, he kept his mind on Sun Records and the recording studio, and he let other people run the radio station.
So is Bettye a real character? Like, is that after somebody who really worked there?
Well, she's actually based on a couple of different people. Most of these characters are based loosely, I guess you'd say, an amalgamation of different people, and they've come up with these characters. Christy Perfetti Williams is the author on this, the playwright, I should use the proper term, and she looked into the history and kind of created these characters based on people who historically did work there.
How nerve-wracking is it, Randy, to know that you're the only second person to ever direct this? I know a lot of things that make it to the stage in theater, especially in smaller communities, maybe they've been played a time or two, or you could see other works, but this is it. Like, you one other time, and now it's like your baby.
Yeah, it was crazy. When I got this, I had no clue. I did not know that. And it wasn't until I had gotten the rights and we started working on it that's when I made contact with the playwright. And she said, "You realize this has only ever been done once. You're a premier. You're the first one to do it outside of New York." And, it got a little nervous then, just a little bit. But at the same time, it's very freeing because I don't have anybody coming to, unless they were in New York back in May and saw it, I don't have anybody coming to me going, "Look, when I saw this at such and such theater, they did it this way." I'm going to have people coming to other people after me going, "Look, when I saw this at Pike County Little Theatre, they did it this way."
It's a good thing about being the first, I guess, or I guess technically the second, but the sub-first. Not really second.
I'll take it.
Okay, so you also have a great cast. You have lots of wonderful talent there in Pike County to step up to this opportunity. Who's your cast? Who's Bettye?
I'm looking here at the picture that's on the screen, and I'm only missing one of the cast members. Bettye is played by SuperTalk's own Heather Thurgood Wilmoth. She is playing the role of Bettye, and she will probably kill me for saying this, but she will have to admit it's true. She practically begged me for this part.
She's probably a perfect fit, being a radio lady for so long.
And that's exactly why she wanted it. She said it was almost like it was written for her. And since I can direct people who are watching on TV, but for the radio audience, we have a young DJ. Her name is Kit, and that's the character name. She's played by Carly Taylor. And then let's see, who else we got? Ben, a guy named Ben. He is one of the only two guys in this story. He is a record promoter who is there to promote Elvis coming into town to do a concert, and it just happens that he's Bettye's old flame. So, an emphasis on old flame. So,
little twist there. Always got to have a love story in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's there.
So go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No.
I've got Dottie, who is the station sales girl. She is played masterfully by Deirdre Reynolds. I have got the station librarian. I have to get the terminology right there. The station librarian, Esther, who is played by Marley Myers. And to be honest, I've told Marley this a million times. When I first read this script, as I was reading it, I heard Esther's lines in her voice, so I felt fortunate that she agreed to do this show. For the role of Sam Phillips, we have Michael Graves. He is a veteran of the Pike County Little Theatre and many other theaters around, and he was one of my first directors when I started acting at Pike County Little Theatre, and now we've come full circle, and I'm his director, so that's kind of strange there. And then we have New Girl. That is Catherine, the character of Catherine, and she is played by Dessandra Wilcher. And they've all got interesting backstories, and we just don't have enough time in this show for me to go through everything.
Well, people need to come and see it, Randy.
You need to, especially since it's about strong women in broadcasting, and I'm talking to one right now.
Well, I appreciate that. So when will people have a chance to see this show in Pike County?
This show will be on Valentine's weekend, so we will open on that Thursday, February 13th, and we'll run Thursday, February 13th, Friday the 14th, and Saturday the 15th, all at 7:30. And then on Sunday the 16th, we will have a matinee performance at 2:30. And that's all right there at the Pike County Little Theatre at 206 State Street in Macomb.
Where do we get our tickets, Randy?
Best way to get those, go on to, you can always go to the Facebook page, but if you go to pcltmacomb.org/Bettye, it'll get you to there, and you can purchase your tickets right there. They're $10 in advance and $12 at the door, and I'm loving the way that poster looks.
No, it looks great, Randy, and I know y'all going to put a lot of work into it, so it's going to be a great show. So I appreciate your time here on Good Things, and hope folks sell you out.
I hope so too. And again, you Rhino, y'all come on.
We hear you, Randy. We'll have to get out there and see a show soon, I promise. But you guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.